my name is Susie Sawicki, and I'm the president of the Polish Canadian Students and Young Professionals of Windsor. Thank you for joining us today for the opening of the Polish Heritage Treasures exhibit here at the Chimczuk Museum. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few special guests in attendance. We have Mr. Jerry Barycki, president of the Polish Canadian Business and Professional Association of Windsor, Ms. Ewa Barycka, president of the Polish Canadian Congress Windsor branch. And now, before I share a brief summary of the exhibit, I'd like to invite Madeline Della Valle, curator at Museum Windsor, to offer a few words.
Thank you so much for coming today. I am thrilled to welcome you to the Chimczuk Museum, which is the premier location of our Museum Windsor complex. This is obviously not the first time we've had the pleasure and pride of hosting a Polish exhibit. It started way back a number of years ago at the Francois Bobby House, and Jerry came and had this great idea and we made it happen. And then Jerry keeps having great ideas, so we keep making them happen again. And now we've got Craig to help us coordinate our exhibitions. And this one in particular is very interesting. It really makes me want to see the originals because wow, what a set of treasures. So I am really pleased to be able to host this exhibit here, and I know it's a little bit sparsely attended today, but next week we're going to be having International Museums Day, and we will have a lot of people through the museum. They will be able to enjoy the Odyssey of Wawel's treasures. Thank you.
It's a true honor to open this special exhibit celebrating one of the most remarkable acts of cultural preservation in history, the evacuation of Poland's national treasures during World War II. As Nazi forces invaded Poland in 1939, a carefully coordinated mission was launched to save priceless artifacts, including the crown jewels, royal regalia, sacred tapestries, and historic manuscripts housed at Wawel Castle. Packed secretly into crates, these irreplaceable pieces made a perilous journey through Romania, France, and England before finally crossing the Atlantic to safety in Canada. Curators, scholars, and diplomats risked their lives every step of the way, preserving not just objects, but the very soul of a nation under threat. Among the treasures rescued during this historic mission were some of the most iconic symbols of Poland's cultural and royal heritage. Foremost among them was the szczerbiec, the ceremonial sword of Polish kings, an enduring emblem of Poland's monarchy. Another artifact was the hat presented to John III Sobieski by Pope Innocent XI, commemorating his victory at the Battle of Vienna in 1683. The arasy, the magnificent tapestries that once adorned the walls of Wawel Castle, were also safeguarded. Of particular note was the Gutenberg Bible, a groundbreaking masterpiece of literary and religious history. Lastly, the rescue of Chopin's manuscripts and personal letters ensured the preservation of the legacy of one of Poland's greatest composers. It was in 1959, after years of careful preservation and negotiation, that the treasures were finally returned back to Poland, where they continue to be a source of pride and national identity. Today, we are privileged to stand among powerful symbols of that enduring legacy. On display is a copy of Nicholas Copernicus's groundbreaking work titled On the Revolutions of Heavenly Spheres, published in 1543, which revolutionized our understanding of the universe and placed the Polish thinker at the center of scientific history. We also honor Poland's deep democratic tradition with a copy of the May 3rd Constitution of 1791, the first modern constitution in Europe, and a beacon of freedom and human rights. These masterpieces remind us that Poland's contributions to world heritage in science, governance, and culture have been profound, resilient, and timeless. Thank you for joining us this afternoon to celebrate this incredible journey, an odyssey of courage, perseverance, and the unbreakable spirit of the Polish people. Now, please enjoy the music of Chopin performed by Władysław Szpilman. And you may note that Władysław survived the war, and then the movie The Pianist was inspired by him. You may know Adrian Brody played him and then had won the Oscar for Best Actor. So please enjoy for a few moments, and then I will invite Mr. Jerry Barycki to share a few words about Chopin as well.
First of all, thank you, Susan. Great job. And thank you, Madeleine, Greg, for hosting us. As always, it's absolutely great. We do have also Stanisław Bember. He's member of Board Business Association and Canadian Polish Congress. And we have Marissa. She's your sister-in-law with a brand new baby. Congratulations. It's good to see you, Marissa. What I'm going to say that so many treasures were saved by Canada. And here on the back of me is a word, dziękujemy Kanadzie. Thank you to Canada. Merci, Canada. And this is the picture showing the top Canadian and Polish government people. We do have a Speaker of the Senate, a Canadian Speaker of the Senate. We've got Polish Speaker of the Senate, and we have a Speaker of the Canadian Parliament. All names are here. You can read. That was in 2010. Polish Speaker of the Senate brought a copy of Gutenberg Biblia, which was also part of this treasure. Was 5 maybe in the rest of the world. This copy is printed by famous Gutenberg printer, and one of them, and a copy of that is in Poland, thanks to this saving that by Canada. So we are grateful, and this was the moment to say thank you. So anything else? Oh, of course, among these all treasurers, they attach to that original manuscripts of Chopin composition and his letter. You have only one fragment here, but yes, all of that was actually part of that. So that is something fantastic, and believe it or not, the guy who was at the time when the treasurers were traveling from Ottawa, actually outside of Ottawa, then coming to Quebec. In Quebec, we have Polish Consul General, of Republic of Poland at the time, and his name was Tadeusz Brzeziński. So his son became advisor to President of United States, etc. But when he was much younger, just a consul, he was in Lipsk doing some diplomatic some work, and he noticed that in Lipsk on sale there were Chopin's manuscript and letters, 1938. Four. And took 4 years. He was trying to protect that, and eventually Poland bought it. And so 1938 ended in Poland. Then, because of the war, 1939, they were attached to, to the Wawel's treasure. So this interesting story. This is why Chopin playing on the background, but famous Spielmann, which the pianist, the prototype of the pianist, come out of that, is something what bring together everything. So thank you very much for all coming. We don't have crowd, but we're gonna have maybe group picture if you wish. And I just wonder if you can gather here.